Hello everyone and welcome back to Whiz. You're here with your host master Priyadarshan and I'm here with the answers for yesterday's questions. So you can check whether you got your answers right or wrong. And obviously along with that I will be asking you five more interesting, amazing, unique new questions. So I hope you're ready for that as well. Well, do check out my other channel as well. Just because the IPL has ended doesn't mean the videos have stopped. I am covering sports on a daily basis. Moreover, whatever is there in the world of current affairs for in the sporting world, that is what I am covering in my videos. So do check that out, and I would like to see the same type of support that I've got for this channel for that channel as well. And on this note, I'll start off with the answers for yesterday's questions. So here is question number 1. First Folio, which was published in 1623, was the first collection of plays published by this author. In the introduction to the First Folio, playwright Ben Jonson wrote a preface to his work with the quote dash and dash is not of an age but for all time. So I want you to fill in the blanks with the name of the person who he was acknowledging in his preface. So the answer that we are looking for is one of the most prolific, well-known, well-read authors and writers of all time. The author that we are talking about is William Shakespeare. So that brings us to question number 2 for yesterday. Here it is. Which is the world's only nation to currently have a US Navy ship captured? Well, I think this question was a little bit easier one of the lot, because obviously there are very few nations which have that much of guts to do that, to pick up a fight against the US. And obviously you know who we're talking about. We're talking about the land of the Kims. So that is North Korea. And that brings us to question number 3. Here it is. The Simpsons released an album in 1990. It was co-produced by Michael Jackson, who also provided background vocals and was a big fan of the show. What was the lead single of this album? So I told you yesterday, for all of you who are Simpsons fan, well, it's very simple. You know that we are talking about Homer and everyone else who are a part of the Simpsons cast. The track that we are looking for is Do the Bartman. So Do the Bartman was the name of the track. You can listen to it. It's a groovy, funky tune. And that brings us to question number 4 for yesterday. Here it is. Which food chain's delivery men hiked 6 hours to bring a pie to the highest point in Africa, the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro, in Tanzania, as part of their PR program? Now, this company has also delivered a pizza to space. So now I think you know which is this company that we are talking about. The brand, the fast food chain that we are talking about is Pizza Hut. So that was our 4th question. And that brings us to our last question for yesterday. So here it is. What is the name given to Sunday, the 17th of January in 1982, when incredibly cold air swept into the US from Canada and plunged temperatures across most of the states far below the existing all-time lows? So this has been recorded as one of the most coldest times of the year, even though US is in itself a pretty cold place during the winters, but this was really taking it to a next level. The name of the day, that particular Sunday, is known as the Cold Sunday. So that sums up our questions, 5 questions for yesterday. It's time to move on to the 5 questions for today. So I hope you're ready. Let's get them started. Here is question number 1. In September 1944, 9 US pilots set off to fly a maneuver against the Japanese. However, all 9 planes were shot down by Japanese troops, and 8 of the pilots were captured, beaten, tortured, and beheaded, and had parts of their bodies eaten by the Japanese soldiers. So they really had to go through a lot there. The 9th pilot who escaped went on to become the President of the United States of America. So who is this survivor who we are talking about? Moving on to question number 2 for today. Here it is. In the 2005 remake for this movie, For the squirrel scene, the squirrels were not computer generated imagery, but were actually real life and were professionally trained by the Nutroom animal trainer Michael Alexander and his team, who spent 19 weeks training these squirrels for this one scene. So, which movie are we talking about that paid so much attention to detail? And obviously, the fact that a scene with a squirrel had so much of importance might give you an idea of the genre of the film, so it might make it easier for you to guess. So, that was question number 2 for today. Moving on to question number 3, here it is. Name the Grammy Award winner whose first film as a director was Mere Apne, which was a remake of the Bengali film Apanjan. So there are tons and tons of clues in the question itself. If you think you will be able to crack this answer pretty much easily. Moving on to question number 4 for today, here it is. She was the first woman to make $1 million for a single movie. Granted that this movie of hers filmed for over 2 years, and the movie itself ended up being over 4 hours long. So she was probably paid accordingly due to the time she put in. Which movie and who is the actress that we are talking about? So that was question number 4. And that brings us to our last question for today. Here it is. This Australian actor's debut on stage was in the play Wrong Side of the Moon, a Queensland Theatre Company production. He won the Best Actor Oscar for portraying real-life character David Helfgott in the film Shine. So who is this actor that we are talking about? Now, there were tons of clues in that question, obviously from the first film to the film which got him the Oscar. So you should be able to crack that easily, especially if you're a film enthusiast, which I am. And obviously I will be back tomorrow with the answers for today's questions and some more interesting new questions for you. So do stay tuned in. Do wait for my video. I will be back. And do not forget to leave your answers in the comments below. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel as well. That's all from me for now. Till tomorrow, please stay safe, take care, good night and keep quizzing.